Think about it for a second. We live in a very organized world. When someone dies, a car comes, permits are issued, and a prepared grave is waiting for them. But 100,000 years ago, when our earliest ancestor was walking through the forest with his group and suddenly one of them collapsed and died, what do you think they did? This moment in human history is the greatest and most terrifying moment of mystery. The moment human consciousness began to ask, where did this person go? And what are we going to do with this body that no longer moves? The shock is that our early ancestors did not just dig a hole and throw the body away. No, the matter was much more complex, stranger, and in some cases, terrifying and disgusting by the standards of our world today. From sleeping next to the dead body for months to completely eating the body. The true story begins in a place called the Rising Star Cave in South Africa. Scientists there found something very strange. They found a mass grave deep inside the cave for an ancient group of humans called Homo naledi. This place is very narrow and dark, and to reach it, you have to crawl through rocky passages that would exhaust anyone. This means one thing. These humans were not throwing the bodies of their relatives outside for wild animals to eat. They were carrying the heavy body, risking their lives in the pitch dark, and descending with it to the deepest point in the earth to place it there safely. Scientists say this is the first sign of respect, or burial rituals. They feared for the body from hyenas and predators, as if they were saying, "You are still one of us, and we protect you, even when you are dead." But forget about respect and feelings for a moment, and let us go to the shocking side. In Europe, specifically in a cave called Goyet in Belgium, scientists examined the bones of Neanderthals who lived about 40,000 years ago. And what did they find on the bones? They found clear cut marks made by stone tools and bones broken and smashed to suck out the marrow inside them. Here's the shock. Our ancient ancestors were eating the bodies of their dead. But wait, they were not doing this out of criminality or just hunger. Scientists explain this as a type of ritual called endocannibalism, or eating dead relatives. In their primitive minds, this was the only way to keep the spirit of that person inside them. When you eat a part of him, he does not die and dissolve into the dust. He stays alive, inside the genes and body of the group. Terrifying, of course, but for them, it was the peak of love and human connection. Then we enter another, slightly more advanced stage. As we move forward in time, we find that ancient humans began to use makeup for the dead. In many burial sites across Europe and the Middle East, they found bodies covered with a red powder called red ochre. This powder is a natural iron oxide. They used to grind it and spray it heavily on the body of the dead person and on their bones. Why the color red specifically? Red is the color of blood and the color of life. Our ancestors were trying to give the color back to the person whose face turned white and died. They were trying to give them the appearance of life once again, as if they were preparing them for a second journey or another life after death. This was the very first spark of the emergence of religions and the belief in the afterlife. The matter did not just stop at makeup. They also left gifts with the body. In a famous burial site called Sungir in Russia, they found the bodies of children from thousands of years ago, buried wearing clothes decorated with thousands of beads made of mammoth ivory, along with small stone weapons and handmade toys. Imagine the primitive father or mother sitting in the cold, manufacturing beads from mammoth ivory for long months, just to put them in the grave of their child who died. This proves that human emotion has not broken or changed for thousands of years. The tears we cry today for our loved ones are the exact same tears the caveman cried while burying his child and his toys with him. In the end, dealing with the dead is what made us human. It is the dividing line that distinguished us from the rest of the creatures on the planet. Animals walk away and leave their dead, but humans stood and thought and grieved and decided that this body deserves special treatment, whether by burial in the deepest caves or with red powder, or even by eating the body. All of these were primitive attempts by a mind trying to understand the mystery of death. Next time you see a cemetery, remember that this ritual has thousands of years of evolution and fierce human emotions behind it. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and write to me in the comments. What do you think was the strangest ritual you heard today? See you next video.